Thank you for tuning in to my channel, You guys been great. I could have not done it without you guys. You guys have message, comments, right? Subscribe. So, I owe it to you guys to go live, regularly and, just talk positive talks, positive influence, ideas, business ideas, even, right? Music is a business. And right now we're in a virtual world, right? And a lot of people know that computers, machinery, right? Even yesterday, I seen a machine online that they have is like a robot that cleans an entire bathroom. So like you tell me, it cleans a whole bathroom by itself. That is slowly replacing a janitor's job. Robots, right? The AIs, the intelligence, the advancements of technology. So there's so many things that makes a change in society because of technology. And so where does it leave the people? What happens to us? That's something that you have to think about on a regular basis because, it affects how much food you could put on your table. For sure. I seen, what was it, 9 months ago exactly. I seen another video where there was a system that was in Asia, was built. It's used to be able to print an entire house within a week, or sometimes, in some cases, a day. And it's printing an entire house, and then I think it's 1 week that it prints, and then they take 1 day to assemble the house. So tell me, how long before did it take to make a house? And then, by the way, one person can operate that entire machinery, building and assembling. Think of how much people and how much sets of different skills you need just to build one house. And now they have a machine that can do all of that and is operated, right, by one person. Well, yeah, that person obviously has to have, a high level of skills, but it's one person compared to, you know, maybe 50 people working on one house. Even if it's less, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it takes a long time and a lot of people. And even when they have a lot of people, it takes a long time to build a good house. But this one is equally good as if 50 or 60 people work on one house. And it cuts the time by fractional cost. So imagine how fast they can build a neighborhood. Probably 7 days. Can pick up and build manufacturing, right? And of course, it could be modified to different weathers and different environments, right? Because I'm sure they thought of all those, kinks and stuff, right? So really, what's really going to be left, the jobs, is virtual. Because virtually, we would be operational in a sense. But just remember, don't indulge too much into the virtual selection of things, because it also has an unhealthy impact on your health. As a person, you have to be active, right? Physically active, working out, because your lifeline, if you don't have it, then you're no good, right? So you have to also be active, and don't forget that if you're always, virtually active, you have to also be equally physically active, right? Balance it out. So tell me, today's Wednesday morning, right? We already had a little bit of a snow day, you know, 2 days ago now. So now we're sort of, in between, right? It snows here, but winter hasn't started yet. But it's just showing us fine examples. I can tell that it's gonna be windy, It's gonna be really windy, guy. You're gonna see a lot of windy, disasters and stuff. So be prepared for that. Just have an all-purpose kind of, system for weather, right? Because nowadays it can snow, then rain and snow, and then sunny. Like, you don't know what to expect from the weather. So, sort of like, you have to have a little bit of, everything when you're walking, right? So, or driving. You see what I'm saying? So, one way or the other, you got to get to where you're going. The life we live, right, is really determined by how skillful you use your energy, because we're a vessel, right? We're a vessel. So remember, there's energy in the vessel. Don't be afraid to make the hard decisions. See what I'm saying? Because if you make them when the right time comes, you would have realized, right, they would be the best. Peer pressure is something that a lot of people face in society. Doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, it's just part of life. Don't be afraid to do, the right things, the things that help you to move forward, to progress. The progression is, you see, physically, right, is measured, right, by your finance, mentally, for the most part, and knowledge, right? But nothing beats continuous, right? The continuous evolution of your energy, because it does not have a limit. That is determined by the focus of your life, of your understanding, because many people or many cultures possess mysterious knowledge, right? And I bet, if you do research and you find out different methods of different cultures, then you will be able to create a new one for yourself, because we connect through energy even before physically connecting. See, energies is our main lifeline, what we don't see. So that's what we basically do as humans, all right? What is your focus is determined by what is important to you, all right? You can't guarantee tomorrow, So the art of living is to have the faith of determination, of the will of what you want, if you know what I mean. That's the art of living. It's almost like this. You see, I remember that I learned this from a teacher. He said that if Jesus Christ, God said to him that he would give him the hat of wisdom, knowledge that it is not yet given to Jesus yet. It's a power source to be able to judge us humans. It is because of the infusement of the genetically modified humans. Because you see, the new technology that is being brought forward, it is to enhance the knowledge of the human, the longevity. It is almost like a APK style of modification to the human. You see, usually that modification, right, causes a lot of radiation and effects. When you do APK to a computer, so if you do an APK to a human, it has that kind of same effect, but and this effect, right, sort of modifies us genetically, which, in good results, in some good results, you get the enhancement of extension of life. You can process things faster, better, because it's like your body's being hacked, right? In sense of wiring to the brain, right? Wiring to the brain, the nerves system. And so they magnetically determine, right? Because we all live in gravity, and as long as you live in gravity, we give off vibration because of the friction of gravity that is pulling us down. The vibrations, right, is sort of like a pattern, right? A wave that can be monitored. You see what I'm saying? So now, if you have a magnetic substance, even if it's in molecule, liquid form, or even a substance that sort of is magnetic, because we do consume magnetic substances, then what happens is these metals are magnetic and can be recorded, basically tracked, right? It can be monitored from anywhere in the world with the right technology, which means if the motherboard of that technology decides to shoot out a wave, right? No matter where you are, it's like you're gonna get influenced by it, because wherever you are, the signal's coming directly to you. You see what I'm saying? And that kind of technology should not be in human hands, because it's just it's like it's like a technology that will corrupt you no matter what. You don't possess the discipline to be able to use that. You see what I'm saying? That highly tech, right? Because it's a vibrational board, so you don't need to have anything vibration, magnetic. It just has to be a component of it, and if it's a component of it, then it can be picked up. You know, it's just like how, you know, some dogs can probably smell cancer, or cats have certain abilities, animals, have, and we have a sense too. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, if the vibrations that we give off, right? If we have a tracker for it, then they can send signals to impact us in how they want us to be impacted. And so that would lead to control. And controlling is something that takes away from your will. So it's like you're not going to be who you are. Right? You're not going to be you. You're going to be just an item number. That is why they all have a barcode system. So you'll be an item number. And this item number, right, would be a barcode, just like any barcode, which a barcode has a signal. Now, you see what I'm saying? We have to be there to be able to scan the signal. But in this case, right, because people move around, right, because you're going to move around, right, you have vibrational frequency when you move around, no matter where you are. It's stronger in different parts, but no matter what, you still give it off. And so they can send signals to influence you, to influence your thoughts, right? Good or bad. They can do things like that. So that is why it's not good, because we don't possess the discipline to be able to use that technology in a safe way. Because, to be honest, the world, yes, is polluting. Air quality is getting lower and lower. Fresh waters are being, destroyed less and less, even though we have a larger body mass. So much, disasters, because the world, the earth itself, can reset itself, but we will be impacted greatly. So what do we do about that? Right? So many protests but so little change. Because you in some ways, some of the people that, we don't agree with, on this vaccine is right about certain things, in some ways. You know, they want to save us from ourselves, but it is not their job to do that, because of how we were created about. But they are saying it is their choice because they want to live on, extend. But in order for that to happen, others must go. So, not that way that they're right, but what they're right about is pollution. Even when we clean it up, it gets more and more because organizations get the privilege or get the go-ahead from certain organizations to be able to do that. So my point is this: as long as people want certain things to a degree, right? Certain shortcuts or certain parts of the world or resources will be impacted by our actions we take on providing the substance for, the vast amount of people. But we cannot destroy the people, I just think that the earth is telling us we need to live naturally. We need to slow down on the extension of building the earth because the world is not concrete. Like, we cannot destroy all the living things and replace it with dead things. Because if we do that, then it's not living anymore. And so it cannot give us what we need. And if in knowing that you want to modify the human race in order for this plan to be safe, right? Because you see that air quality levels are deteriorating every day. You see the environmental change, the disasters are growing every day. And so climate change, right, it's in a bad way, and you want to change it, save us from ourselves, because you don't want us to really know what's really taking place and the effect of it. So a lot of things are being, hidden or, in fine writing, when you're reading a contract, it's like hundreds of thousands of words. So you're like, oh, you're skimming through it, most people, right? So, like, so many things are being slipped under the table, right? Hidden secretly, technically, but technically we are just hiding it from ourselves. If we change our practices, like we take no tolerance in certain things and replace it with natural, just all natural, the world will reverse itself. Because last time I checked, plants grow regardless, if it's water, sun, plants grow. So there's life everywhere. If you remove concrete and change it, style of living, because think about it, the way we're living now, we don't need to live that way. We have so much different technologies that we can use to change absolutely how we live. We can use different materials that we haven't even explored, you know? Things that would basically thrive. Imagine building a eco-friendly house that, provides, it grows like trees, plants, whatever. Something nice that is not going to, be bad or poisonous in any way affecting the human. But if we live in that type of environment, we thrive, we're stronger, fresh air, better quality of mental state of mind just by surrounding us. I mean, look, today people have plants in their houses and they're always watering them, taking care of them because it gives them the same effect, benefits in air quality, you know? And so if we further away from that environment, then it will change a lot of things. It will affect us in many ways. So tell me, let me know. Have a nice day, guys. All right. I'm just gonna hold on. See what I'm saying? So think about what, I talked about for the last 26 minutes and some seconds. Subscribe, comment, share, if you like. Bye now.